When you say technology, I just think of Carl's piece called Technology. That's the first thing I think of. And, you know, technology has been around for many centuries, so if you use it well, then you can make nice things. It's a very simple and stupid answer, but piano is high technology, I think. It was, in any case, back in the 18th century. And it's been developed ever since, and you know, without the piano we wouldn't have a Moog. So it's technology. The idea to have the pitches laid out so that you can actually play each particular pitch, you know, it's I think it's the ancestor. It's the organ more than the piano. I think it's the organ. Sure. And that's you can also change the registers, so it's like you can change the patches a little bit.
Well, you know, Martin Ware. From the British Electronic Foundation, he said the thing that screwed up the synth was when they put a keyboard on it.
Really?
Yeah.
So,
because the concept of what using an oscillator is, we think of it in a musical tone, but it can be used in so many different ways. Sometimes it just gets restricted in whatever way that is. But you know, I think that without it having keys, it would never be. There would never be the possibility of it being played so well, you know. So gentlemen like Mr. Tristano and Herbie Hancock and the likes, you know, would have never pursued it in the same way.
It was easy with records. It was just record, mix.
Made it harder.
But then we start putting technology in, and we just it's what am I going to do with it? What actually am I going to do with all these buttons, and what can I make them do that makes it better? And
I'm hoping it's going to regress a bit and go back to basics a little bit. Like now you've got these new CDJ 2000s coming. They've got loads of knobs and buttons, but I think they're going to bring a lot of people back to not using laptops as much. And
yeah, I'm not a fan of the laptop. It's just, it looks a bit dull, and it's just like people standing just going, and I like the CDJ because it's touchy feely. I like the tractor thing because again it's still touchy feely, and you can see the DJ doing it, and you can press buttons and jump, but with a laptop it's just like yeah.
That's what I'm saying though, I use the laptop with CDJs, and it's just so many things have gone wrong, and it's just such a stressful way of doing it that it kind of takes half the fun out of DJing.
I don't think I could ever be brave enough to take a key or a laptop by itself. I would always have like a mini CD case or a couple of vinyls, because you know, I just saw this happen in Detroit, the Detroit Festival. Guys, laptop crashed, whole set ruined, mental breakdown. It's like a huge stage. It sucks. I don't really want to play on a laptop. I just don't like it. And so I like the new CDJ thing where you can just stick in the key. Even though I still haven't been ballsy enough to just bring a key, I'm going to get there someday when everybody starts having them. I mean, they have them here, but they don't have them at Larry's Crab Shack. It's a new hotspot.
Well, when I started, it was those gramophones with the big
Yeah,
trumpety things.
yeah, I had one of those.
And you just had to.
I had 2 of those in my bedroom, 2 gramophones and a wire. And what I used to do was get this like needle along the wire, and then that was how it mixed.
It's come in leaps and bounds. Now we've got turntables, which are amazing.
And pacemakers and CDJ. Well, yeah.
I think it's I don't know. I think it's a bit of a double-edged sword, the whole technology and DJ thing. Like I've been DJing with tracks for a while, and it's amazing, but it's a real stressful thing getting it set up and worrying about so many things go wrong, so many things you've got to plug in. I played on CDs last night as Vive, and it was just such a pleasure just to go bam, 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 and just not worry about anything. But yeah, the pacemaker is kind of somewhere in between. As I said, you have to concentrate really hard on it, but it's amazing. You can like get on a plane and sit there and have a mix, or I've DJ'd on top of a boat with it.
Yeah, I DJ'd
walking down the street.
I did it in an igloo on top of a mountain with it.
Oh yeah, of course.
Which was bizarre.
Man, when I started, it was 2 turntables and a mic. Now it's chaos pads and computers and applications, iPads, iPhones.
You had an iPad?
I had an iPad.
That was
yeah,
sweet,
running
man.
Ableton.
That was sweet.
So yeah, so it's quite amazing what's possible to happen. And yeah, the technology has changed so much over the time. Yeah. I mean, there was fear at the time when the Lindrum came in. That was '82, I think, and a lot of guys were really nervous about it. The musicians' union was causing a lot of stir concerning it, and I mean, it's just like business. It's, if you're selling a product, you got to update the product in order to sell it. And that's the same thing in musicianship and DJing and all that. You have to update the product in order to keep it relevant,
Where did the samples and the loops and the real music come from that makes the CDs?
I think the fact that technology's had such a big impact over the last few years
makes music more accessible.
When people do now involve like live instruments or like you say drums and stuff in their sets, then I think people are a little bit more interested because people are used to now seeing people just playing off laptops and stuff like that.
Totally. All that's happened is it's become more accessible to the masses. Everything that's real about music is still real. All that's happened is digital formats have allowed more people to access it. That's all it is. Yeah.
I would add also that I don't think that the machines take away musicianship. Quite the contrary. I think now we can also think of music in a different way thanks to these machines. Mm-hmm. And you hear drummers play very different than they would have 20 years ago, 25 years ago, because they know the sound of a Roland 909 or any drum machine, so they play differently. And even the fact that we can program the synths, for me it's a very inspirational for playing the piano in a different way. So I don't think it's a replacement thing. It's they both evolve at the same time. And again, if you can harmonize the 2 aspects, then it's fun. Innovation. That's inevitably what the future is about. So it doesn't matter whether it's techno or whether it's classical. It's just whether it's innovative or not.